This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
It's Child Passenger Safety Week, and next you'll hear from a local doctor about keeping your kids safe while traveling. Hello everyone, and thanks for watching. I'm Ken Carr, and here's your local information from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. On Monday, we heard from the Pennsylvania State Police about keeping your kids safe while in the car. Now our Janine Lassant has more safety tips.
We are pleased to have Dr. Kira Weaver. She is with the Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton Emergency Medicine. And Doctor, thanks for joining us here for Child Passenger Safety Week.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
We wanted to hit on some key items for people to be aware of the importance of a car seat. So first, what is the purpose of children being in a car seat?
Okay, so a car seat serves actually for protection in two different ways. It keeps the child secured in the vehicle, and it also prevents, it actually serves as a mobilization device and prevents like children from getting injuries if they're in the car accident because of this immobilization it provides. Car seats in general, they basically exist because the fact our current safety straps, like our lap shoulder belts that we use in the car, don't fit children quite the same as they do adults. So, you know, for an infant, they need actually more of a harness system. And then as they get older and they go into booster seats, that lap shoulder belt needs to be in a certain place. So that way the booster seat provides that, like kind of brings the child up and forward a little bit so it sits properly to keep the child secured in the car.
In your line of work, what kind of injuries have you seen or can children sustain if they're not properly secured in their car seats?
So the car seat, particularly as an immobilization device, prevents head injuries. It can prevent neck injuries to like the bones. It can prevent bleeding to the brain. Car seats also protect the spine, so that way, you know, the child's back is protected, and primarily also functions to protect the child from internal bleeding in the chest and the abdomen. So, you know, and that's why it's really important for them to fit correctly too, so that child stays secured and doesn't move around in that restraining device.
The car seats are the leading cause of death, I'm reading here from your information, for children. So we need to make sure that we're properly putting in those car seats. There are places that people can go locally to get help and assistance to do so.
There are basically that, you know, the state police often are involved, EMS, some systems are involved. There's multiple car seat checkpoints that you can find that the children, you know, that parents can take car seats and have it, you know, properly looked at and be educated on how to secure the child properly in the car.
Okay. What can parents do to help children be compliant for using their seat belts?
So one of the things that parents can do is to wear their seatbelt themselves. Children learn from like behaviors from their parents, and this starts at an early age. One of the best things you can do is make sure that they're always buckled in every time, from the time that they're born as they get older, and then also that everyone else wears a seatbelt while they're in the vehicle too.
When you look at the car seat itself, forward facing or front facing, why is it important to follow the guidelines for when you should actually change the car seat to the forward facing?
So it is important because this has to do with how, you know, how children grow. So like, you know, kind of like the car seats and the booster seats, like you follow those directions of when, like, you know, basically on size, weight, when to change to different sizes. And this has to do with the fact that the safety restraints are part of it, and then also for protection in the car. You know, children grow fairly rapidly over the years, and the restraint system might not fit the child as well if you're not following those instructions. And it either can be like too constricting if it's too tight and cause injury, or if you don't follow it and the straps and the positioning's not right and it's loose, the child could actually come out of the car seat and sustain injuries if you're in an accident.
If you are in an accident, is that car seat able to be used again, or is that car seat now not something that you can use?
So it's car seats, like when they're in an accident, it's kind of like helmets. Even if it looks fine, you really should replace it. It already sustained forces. You can't predict if that car seat is going to behave the same way if it has other, you know, if it endures another force. So you can't say that that car seat's going to protect. in another accident. So even if it looks great, you should replace it.
Thank you, Janine. Now let's get up to date on some local high school football. Here's the Week 2 Cole Scale rankings. In the Lignite grade, these teams are looking for a spark. Shenandoah Valley was shut out by Williams Valley, and Marion lost to rival Panther Valley. Xavier Ocasio had 122 rushing yards for the Colts and a touchdown. The Hazelton area Cougars are still up in the bituminous grade even after their second loss of the season. They had the lead in this game against Wilkes-Barre area in the fourth quarter. Matthew Bookman carried 24 times for 130 yards and a touchdown for the Cougars. The Big HA also had success in the air with quarterback Kellen Warner passing for 168 yards and a touchdown. Mono area beat Schuylkill Haven in a Schuylkill League Division II showdown. Ben Terry averaged around 11 yards a carry for the Golden Bears and finished the game with 183 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tamaqua area and North Schuylkill remain on fire in the anthracite grade and both picked up wins in Schuylkill League Division I play. Tamaqua beat Lehighton with Logan Hess and Nate Kirby teaming up to rush for over 150 yards behind the Blue Raiders' impressive O-line. Nate Wickersham found Nate Gregoire for the game-winning touchdown for Tamaqua. Jake Hall had another big week for North Schuylkill in their win over Pine Grove with 264 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Tanner Wallachevich caught 8 passes for 131 yards and 2 touchdowns, and on the ground, Josh Chowanski put up 173 yards with a touchdown. Dylan Dietz also caught a touchdown pass and had 2 interceptions on defense. And let's not forget about special teams. The Spartans also blocked a punt that Jared Tenari recovered for a touchdown.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight clear with a low of 47. Wednesday sunny with a high of 73. At night mostly clear with a low of 49 degrees. Thursday is partly sunny with a high of 73. Thursday night mostly cloudy with a low of 53. Friday is mostly sunny with a high of 73. At night partly cloudy with a low of 52 degrees. Saturday mostly sunny with a high of 72 degrees. And Saturday night partly cloudy with lows in the mid-50s. Coming up, we talk about the Big Ten's return to football in sports and the Hazelton Town and Trail Race Series after this break. And in the SSPTV Spotlight today, it's the girls. Deb, Janine, and Lori Lassant talk about COVID-19 and the workplace with a local attorney.
SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these who recently departed. Carol Carduff, age 67, of Mountain Grove. A funeral service will be held on Friday at 7 p.m. at the Harmon Funeral Home in Rock Glen. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. at the funeral home. Karen Casadas of Hazelton. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Firo Funeral Home. Daniel A. Dura, age 90, of Berwick. Mass will be held on Wednesday at Holy Rosary Church with limited seating. A public visitation will be held on Wednesday from 9 until 10 a.m. at the John J. Pustite Funeral Home. Irene M. Fox, age 96, of Drums. Services will be private under the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Dorothy M. Flynn, age 82, of West Hazelton. Services will be held at the convenience of the family under the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Patrice G. Magnanelli, age 85, of Hazelton. The graveside service will be held Thursday at 11 a.m. at the Calvary Cemetery in Drums. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Francesca Yervana Rosato de Nunez, age 67, of Hazelton. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home is handling arrangements, which will be held in the Dominican Republic. Today's social and obituary report is brought to you by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory. Call 570-788-0977 or go to harmonfuneral.com.